Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. C. Today your experiment. Today we will discussing an experimental pharmacology. The experiment is basically to check the effect of various drugs on the rabbit intestine. The previous experiment is about to study. There is a similar experiment in which we have to study the antagonist effect of acetylcholine and atropine on rabbit intestines. That is basically rabbit ileum, the part of the intestine which is usually basically rabbit ileum. Now today I will just give you an introduction and the basic principles regarding the that experiment, that is basically to check the effect of acetylcholine, the various concentration of that acetylcholine on the rabbit ileum, and an introduction to the apparatus and the calculations and the chemicals regarding this. Starting with the learning objectives, this is basically you have in this lecture we will study and know about the function of chymograph. What is chymograph? We are able to define and different parts of the organ bath. We describe the function of the different parts of the organ baths. We prepare dilutions of the acetylcholines, mount piece of the ileum onto the organ bath, and the various steps of dose response curve with acetylcholine, and to study the antagonism and the between acetylcholine and atropine. That is basically the experiment that we did last time. Is an experimental pharmacology. Basically, the definition of that is it is basically a branch of pharmacology which which deals with the study of pharmacological agents on different animal species. So the aim of this pharmacology is to study the potency and efficacy of drugs, to study the mechanism and side of action of the drugs, and to study the toxicity of that drug. The pharmacology, the discovery of new drugs and how to study the action of existing drugs. Now new drug, we do have that preclinical trials, and the existing drugs we are going to have that clinical trials which are composed of 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So intact animal study in vivo, and then isolated organ study that will use in vitro. In vivo means inside the body and in vitro means in the lab. So the experiment we are going to do is about in vitro, that in the lab we will study the effect of different concentration of acetylcholine on rabbit ileum. Laboratory animals we can use in the studies are mice, rat, rabbit and guinea pigs. Now the apparatus we required are the basically organ bath, chymograph, stopwatch, needle with thread, pipette, isolated rabbit ileum, thyroid solution, oxygen cylinders, graph paper, different concentration of acetylcholine and atropine. Now preparation of the solution, that is very important. You have to remember the chemical which are involved in the preparation of that thyroid solution. So we will take sodium chloride about 8 grams, glucose about 1 gram, potassium chloride 200 milligrams, calcium chloride is about 200 milligrams. Always add calcium chloride at the end to avoid that precipitation, because calcium chloride precipitate in the solutions. Magnesium chloride 100 milligrams, sodium bicarbonate is 1 milligram, sodium dihydrogen phosphate 50, and distilled water up to 1000 ml. That is the whole solution preparation of about 1 liter preparation of thyroid solution. What are the preparation of that different strength of acetylcholine? That is very important. 1 gram of acetylcholine is basically dissolved in 1 liter of distilled water. So 1 gram in 1000 ml. 1000 ml is what it is. That is basically a mathematical calculations. So you have to understand properly these calculations. So what we do 1 liter of distilled water simply, and we add 1 gram of that acetylcholine in that distilled water to make a concentration of that is basically 10 raised to power minus 3. That is the one of the most concentrated amount of acetylcholine that we made. Or it is simple 1000 milligram. So sorry, that is basically 1 gram of, that is not milligram. So we take 1 gram of acetylcholine in 1000 ml of water, or other words you can say that 1 gram is equal to 3 milligrams, 1 gram is equal to 1 milligram. So 1 gram is equal to 1000 milligrams. So I think what we do 1 gram acetylcholine in 1000 ml of water, or simply you can, in the other words, you can say that 1000 milligram, because 1 gram is equal to 1000 milligrams, or we can have 1000 milligrams into 1000 ml, or you can simply say that 1 milligram is equal to 1 ml. So 1 ml of water contain 1 milligram of acetylcholines, or if we are going further, we can say that this is 1000 microgram in that 1 ml, that is 10 raised to the power minus 3. So basically simply you have to just simply think that 1 gram in 1000 ml. So further 1 gram is equal to 1000 milligram. So 1000 milligram in 1000 ml. So 1000 milligram in 1000 ml. So 1 milligram in 1 ml, or 1 milligram is equal to 1000 micrograms. So 1000 micrograms is equal to are in 1 ml. So take 1 ml, that is simply 1000 microgram of that solution, and add 10 ml of distilled water, if and then to make 10 raised to the power minus 4, and it contains 100 microgram per ml. We simply, what we do, we take a concentrated solution that we make, that strength is about 10 raised to the power minus 3. So we have to make a concentration of 10 raised to the power minus 4. So what we do, we just take 1 ml of that solution, that 10 raised to the power minus 3 solution, and add 9 ml of water in it. So it became 10 ml of 10 raised to the power minus 4 solution. Now again, if we have to make 10 raised to the power minus 5 solution, so what we will do, we take simple 1 ml now from 10 raised to the power minus 4 solution, not from 3, from 4 solution, and we add 9 ml of the distilled water. Now the concentration is 10 raised to the power minus 5, and that 10 raised to the power minus 5 concentration usually contains 10 microgram of microgram acetylcholine per 1 ml. That is very important, you have to remember it, that, and you have to understand that. So in 10 raised to the power minus 3, we are going to have that 1000 microgram, then you have to remove 1 0 from that, that remains 100 microgram. So it is present in 1 ml of 10 raised to the power minus 4, and 10 microgram in 10 raised to the power minus 5 solution per ml. These are the various concentration of acetyl. Explanation of calculations, as we know that 1 ml of 10 raised to the power 3, that is 1000 micrograms, 1 raised to the power minus 4, that is simply 100 microgram, and sorry 100, yeah, and minus 5 is simply 10 microgram of acetylcholine. That is basically the calculations that we made. The thing is that we have to start from the lowest doses, in this case that 10 raised to the power minus 5, so that is the lowest dose as 10 microgram in of acetylcholine, and we start the experiment with that concentration. So for calculation 1 ml 10 raised to a minus gram, so 1 microgram is equal to 0.1 ml, then we add 0.2 ml, then 4, as we increasing of 0.4, 8, 16, 32, we are going on increasing the concentration in this manner. So simply is that it contains 10 microgram in 1 ml. So we are going to have 0.1 ml, that is simply 1. We just divided it by 10. So we start from this. We can't add more than 1 ml of acetylcholine to triad solution because it changes the composition of triad solution. So we have to switch over to another concentration, then that is 10 raised to the power minus 4. So we can go more than 1 ml. So 1 ml corresponding to that 10 microgram. So after that, after the 1 ml of that solution, we switch to 10 raised to the power minus 4, that has having 10 microgram of acetylcholine. So 1 microgram contain 1 by 1000 is 4. So at 16 microgram 1.16. So simply we have to divide it by now with 100, 1 divided by 100. So if we have to add 32 micrograms, we will add that 0.32 ml, and in the previous we are dividing by 10, that 0.1, 0.2, 0.4, now we are adding hundreds of 0.16, 0.32 and 0.64. Now we then again After the 1 ml of acetylcholine solution, we can't add more to the tyrite solution. So now we have to divide it by 1000. As the concentration is, usually the thing is that is in 1000 microgram in 10 raised to power minus 3 here. So if we use that 128, we divided it by 1000, then we have 1.28 ml of acetylcholine, then 256.256 and 512, that is by 0.51512 ml of acetylcholine. So these are the concentration we are keep on increasing till we reach an effect that is known as ceiling effect. Ceiling effect is basically what I will explain you later in this. What is kymograph? Kymograph is simply a machine or our apparatus that is used alongside other operators such as organ bath. Writing levels are used to stress recording from the muscle contraction, that is simply a apparatus in a shape of a drum to which the paper is attached, and there is a pin which the one point of the pin touches that kymograph, that paper, and the other point of that pin is attached to the rabbit ileum. If the rabbit ileum is contracting, then there is the movement of that pointer, and we are able to get a graph on that paper. It is also used to record muscular motions and changes in the blood pressure. For rabbit ileum, the speed of that kymograph is about 2 millimeter per. This is what a kymograph looks like. So that is basically a screw to adjust the cylinder from up to top. So we can go up and down to adjust this drum according to our needs. There is a lever here that is to lock the cylinder, that itself is the cylinder over which the paper is attached. There are the connecting that electrodes. Then there is a lever to contracting electrodes. Now that is basically the lever clutch to change the speed, and that is the on off switch. So basically there are various speeds which are marked, and for rabbit ileum we take a speed of 2 millimeter per second. That is basically a kymograph look like, as we know that, and that is basically the graph. And if we plot the graph, then we are going to have this kind of shape. And then again, that is basically a paper that is attached to the graph, that is basically that needle. One end of the needle is attached to organ path, but organ path is not present in this, and that is basically a kymograph. There is basically different speeds, that is basically the electrodes. And now this is basically 1, then there is a point, then there is a 2, that simply means not 1.5, they are simply at 1, it start working, at that node it stops. So at 2 it starts working, at that node it stops. It doesn't mean that it is 2.5 and 1.5. Please remember this point in your mind. What is organ bath? A traditional experiment setup that is commonly used to investigate the physiology and pharmacology of in vitro tissue preparations. Perfused tissues can be maintained at several alternate temperature control organ baths. Consist of two parts, an outer bath and inner bath, and inner bath is coiled. Okay, this is now the proper assembly, organ bath assembly. So that is basically a kymograph with kymograph paper. That is basically an organ bath. There is the rod, and there in that is the intact tissue is present at there. It has a two chambers, inner chamber, outer chamber. There is also a coiled in part. There is also a thermometer attached to that organ. Now, inner tissue bath is basically filled with that tyrite solution that has the same composition as that of the rabbit's ileum, that if it is remains inside the body. So we have also to maintain the oxygen to provide a proper living environment for the intestine to survive. Outer bath is filled with distilled water that is maintained at a normal temperature of 37 degrees. A 3 centimeter long empty terminal ileum is taken and thread is passed through it, taking care it should not occlude the lumen. One end is attached to the hook of oxygen tube while the other as the writing lever. As I told you that one point of that lever is attached to the intestine and another is to that oxygen tube or to the inside of that organ bath. Oxygen should be continuously bubbled through the tissue bath. That is basically very necessary for the survival of that ileum. Now the tissue is restricted at 30 minutes. Then start kymograph and record normal contractions for 30 seconds. We have to record the normal contraction for 30 seconds. Then we add 0.1 ml, that is the least concentration of acetylcholine, and record the contraction for 30 seconds. Then we have to stop that drum. Then we have to thrice wash that tyrosine solution from the inner chamber, and then we again give the reading for 30 minutes so that we can have the normal reading. And then when the lever comes to its baseline on that cycle, again we have to take a reading, but we now increase the dose of the acetylcholine to 0.2 ml, then 0.58, and then raised to power minus 5, and go on, then 10 raised to power minus 4 among 16.32, about 10 raised to power minus 4. Then we are going to until a maximum effect is achieved. That effect is usually known as ceiling effect. So ceiling effect is basically the effect at which all the receptors which are present in that intestine are occupied with the drug, and there is no further increase in the contraction of that intestine. At point come when all the receptors are occupied, as I told you, further increasing thus will not increase the response. This is called ceiling effect. So no further increase in response curve with increasing dose. At this stage, all the receptors are occupied by drugs. The response produced by various contractions are measured in millimeter, and the dose response curve is prepared by plotting the actual dose on the horizontal axis and response on the vertical axis, and that curve is known as hyperbolic curve. The same data used in a long then sigmoid curve will be obtained. What are graded dose response relationship? Response to the low doses of a drug usually increase in direct proportion of the dose. Finally, doses may be reached at which no further increase can be. Pharmacological actions. Now, pharmacological antagonism. When an antagonist prevents action of an agonist upon its receptors to produce effect, that is a definition of an antagonist. What are the competitive antagonists? They simply can be reversed by increasing the dose of the agonist, or it means that increased drug displaces the antagonist from the receptor competitively. So basically, these receptors compete for each other for the pharmacological action. So reversible are the dose if we increase the concentration of an agonist, so the antagonist effect can be reversed. But the non-competitive antagonist is what? It is simply an antagonist that is not increased. Basically, the thing is that competes for the receptor site, but not at the same site where the agonist bind. It bind to a different site to the receptor, where they form a conformational change in the receptor, so that when this receptor binds, if you increase the dose of the agonist, the effect cannot be reversed. When resolved with the acetylcholine ceiling effect is obtained, chymograph is stopped, tissue is watched for 3 minutes, and then we have atropine. That is basically the second part of the practical that we perform, that is an antagonism of that acetylcholine, and wait for 1 second, and then response for 30 seconds, and the same throughout the experiment, and keep increasing the dose of acetylcholine repeated produce. It is observed that some magnitude of response is obtained with much higher doses of acetylcholine as compared with that without atropine, and the plot is shifted towards right. The simple way that is simply the thing is that acetylcholine is an antimuscarinic, so it blocks the effect of the acetylcholine, and we have to increase the dose of the acetylcholine to off. So that is the graph I am talking to about that. That is the percentage of graph that is in the presence of long agonist, and agonist plus that is antagonist, that is competitive. So if you are increasing the dose, you are going to have same level of that response. So at that point 5 ml you are going to have this, but in the presence of that competitive antagonist, you are going to have the same effect at the concentration of that 0.10. But the opposite is with that other case. If you are going to have that non-competitive antagonist, that is basically a reversible antagonist. Here, if you are going to have effect of simple concentration at that is basically response is that. But at the same concentration, if there is a presence of that antagonist that is irreversible, you are not going to have that similar response that you have in this picture. So here the response is decreased in the presence of that irreversible antagonist, and the reason is basically it forms a structural change in the receptor site. Precautions: that the temperature of the bath should be maintained at 37 Celsius. There must be a constant supply of oxygen, otherwise your intestine is going to be dead. Liver must be horizontal. TRS solution at a constant level in the organ bath. It should not be spilled outer in the outer bath. Dose of atropine should be constant and tissue bath should not be over. And the Arabic ileum, that tissue is not be over